Devonish here from transformationstm.com, and just kind of doing a vlog really of keeping track of this particular treatment. It's something that I have been investigating for the past couple of weeks now. I had a treatment last week, so today is Wednesday. Actually, yeah, I had my first sort of intro treatment last Wednesday and a proper treatment on Thursday. And just now keeping an eye, and I'll be kind of over the next couple of weeks just seeing how things are developing. But today was quite interesting. It was my first proper ballet class since having the treatment. So some of you might have seen the before and after picture that I put up, which was before my first treatment in terms of what it was comfortable to do with my neck. And then the after, which is what it was comfortable to do with my neck. And what was quite interesting today is in ballet class, while I was getting changed, somebody came up and tapped me on the shoulder. She said, oh, you know, because when you're in class, depending on, there are some exercises we do them as a whole group. If we're doing like a kind of a mini adage routine, sometimes do half and half. And then with things like pirouettes, etc., you do them in pairs, groups of 3 or groups of 4, depending on what the movement is. And so we'd done those sequences today, and somebody came up and said at the end of the class, she said, I was watching you a few times. She says, you really look like a dancer. I was like, oh, thank you so much. And I was also aware that with some of the moves that we were doing, I haven't really been able to execute those moves previously, not because I didn't know what they were. I just did not have the flexibility to do them. I just, you know, try as I might, you know, in terms of how my body moves, it just wasn't possible for me to go there. And it wasn't just about the pain thing either. It's just that physically my body's like, what are you trying to do? We don't move in that way. So today was the first ballet class, which was really, really interesting. And when I put, you know, this up a couple of weeks ago, this was a quote from a video that I had been watching where somebody had lost 20 kilos, which is great. And the thing that really got me was like, she said, I feel great and I've got my movement back. And this was someone in the video who could barely touch her knees before the treatment, and after the treatment she was touching her toes, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. So, you know, I was really excited. And then to have my own experience of going, because I can touch my toes no problem, flexibility forwards is not an issue, it's a flexibility back that was a thing for me, you know, old whiplash, car crash, blah blah blah. And when I say car crash, I mean like a real car crash rather than just car crash situation. So yeah, today was interesting. First ballet class, and not just me noticing the difference in class, but other people noticing and actually coming up and commenting on it, which was really fantastic, because you noticing things yourself, absolutely brilliant. And it's really wonderful when you kind of know it's not in your imagination because somebody else picks up on it as well. So really, really delighted about that. And so, you know, what's going to be happening, some of you, those of you in my membership group, I messaged you already. Actually, if you, I know not everyone's always online all the time, but you got tonight. If you're interested in doing one of the sessions, the workshop is going to be taking place on Saturday, the 23rd of February. So I posted the link in the membership group. I've also posted the link to those of you who were talking to me on the various threads that we were on. So check your messenger. What I'll do tomorrow is I'll send the link out to my e-newsletter list if you're interested in doing a session. So what we're going to do is up in the morning to explain what the treatment is, how it works. Also do some stuff around kind of natural health and well-being, and then in the afternoon on the Saturday we're going to do a series of one-to-one treatments. So there are a couple of those treatments left, and so yeah, the Eventbrite page is up now if you did want to book a session. What I will do once I've heard back from the people that I messaged today and sent it out to my e-newsletter list, I will then add the link to the description of this video, and I will also add the link into the comments. But I'm not going to do that yet because I'd said to the people who'd responded to the original thread that I would let them know first. So I've kind of messaged everyone today. But yeah, it was just really, really cool. So this is really almost for my own, you know, diary process, because I said in terms of the membership group that I would kind of do progress updates, let you know how it's going on. But as I'd already put a video on YouTube about it, over the coming weeks, I will kind of just keep people updated, because the premise of this treatment is actually, let me see if I've still got it here. Let me show you. Oh yeah, here it is. So this is what my shoulder looked like after the treatment. But one of the things that it was really nice to do today, even just little things, because there's a point, in ballet, you're often standing at the bar and then the teacher is at the front of the room. So she's explaining what you're doing. So you stand facing the bar, but you then look sideways to see, what's coming up while you're listening. And there are times where I actually have to physically turn my body to watch her, because it's just too painful to stand and turn my neck. And again, just little things today, I noticed that I wasn't even thinking about it. I'm just standing at the bar doing this, and it's like, oh yeah, oh my god. But I wasn't thinking about it too heavily, because when you're in ballet class, you're just totally focusing on ballet. But for somebody to come up at the end and comment and say, oh, you look really elegant, you really look like a doll, I was like, oh my god. But that is because I had more flexibility and movement in my neck and in my back, both of which are really important for ballet and executing the moves and making them look fluid. So very excited, watch this space. The premise of it is, back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, frozen shoulder, hips, joints, kind of muscle deterioration. It's brilliant for all of those things. If it's an isolated issue, asking about it last week, if it's an isolated issue, often those can be resolved in one session. For someone like myself who's got various things going on, we call it pain chasing. So next thing I want to work on when I do a session with him is my lower back, because we concentrated on the neck and the shoulders, you can see from the picture there. Started to do a bit on the back, started to do a bit on the hip. But that's the next thing I want to look at. But in terms of isolated stuff, what really made me excited about this particular proposition was the fact that you could work on it and it's sorted, so you're not constantly going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Because I've got a fantastic osteopath. He is amazing, and I've been seeing him for the last 18 years. And with this particular treatment, the premise is that once you've worked on it and you just keep moving and stretching, it's sorted. So that's the bit that I'm now going to be vlogging about. For those of you who are joining a bit later, let me kind of find the before and after so you can see what I'm talking about. But the premise of this treatment is once you've sorted it, you've sorted it. It's not a case of, oh, I need to go and get my back aligned. Oh, I need to go and get my back sorted out. Oh, I need to go and, get myself straightened up again. It's a case of, I've done it. And it's about kind of bringing the old toxins and what he calls the kind of congealed, when you've had trauma, when you've had injuries, the premise is that the muscle will often bleed, the old congealed blood gets stuck at the bottom of the muscle, it then doesn't allow the muscle to move and have as much flexibility, which is what then causes the stiffness and the cramps and the locking up in my case. And so this whole process is about bringing all of that old dry blood and all of the trauma out of the muscle, thus clearing it and putting the muscle back. The way that he puts it is putting it back into the state it was in when you were 19 years old. And so kind of what you were seeing there in the picture of my shoulder was not bruising, but just all of the old gunk coming up. And, that stuff has potentially been in there for the last 30 years because I had the car accident when I was in my late teens, early 20s. So yeah, it's going to be a case of watch this space. I will keep you guys updated. So this one, if you're in the membership group, it should be near the top of the thread, but I know we've had a couple of conversations since then. So just do hashtag sharing Saturday and it will bring it up for you. And I've been saying to the group, because in March 2017, I told them about the belly button healing thing, which for me was just, oh my God, such a revelation in keeping the flexibility going, which meant I wasn't going to my osteopath every couple of weeks. I actually had, I think it was a year and 1 month, that I didn't actually go and see him because the belly button healing works so brilliantly in terms of keeping the blood flowing. But this is almost like next level now, where you're actually getting deep into the muscle and bringing out that trauma once and for all. Trevor Swift says, what a coincidence, as only this afternoon I went through this process with a 39-year-old neck injury. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So, really excited to see. And I'm just, just noticing with hindsight is the way I'll put it. Like you wake up in the morning, for somebody like, let's say Trevor, I don't know if you're similar to me, when you have these old legacy things, the times I tend to notice the most are in the morning because you've kind of been immobile. A friend of mine who had a treatment as well, she's had, I think it was 42 years ago, she had a surgery and lost sensation in part of her leg. And after the treatment that she did last week, the sensation was back. She also did some work on her back and her hip, which she'd been in chronic pain with. She fell down some concrete stairs a couple of years ago and pretty much still has the hematoma from that. And I checked in with her yesterday because she was then in bed for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, pretty much 4 days with the flu. She said normally, having been laid up for that long, she would have been in agony in terms of getting up and out of bed. She said she's been absolutely fine, apart from the cold and the flu and the lung infection. So yeah, it's been really interesting. So what I'm looking at now is the kind of longevity of the treatment. So for those of you who have already booked, you're in. I'm booking people in for their sessions in the order that the PayPal payments come in. So for those of you who have booked, what I want to do between now and the 23rd of February is just really document my progress, just to give you a sense of the longevity of the treatment. So this is the kind of the second of those vlogs to do that. So yeah, what I'm going to say is watch this space. And my job now, it really is, you know, he said one of the things is, you know, keep the flexibility going, keep stretching, you know, massages are, you know, great idea. And so kind of my thing is going to be now doing everything I can just to facilitate what's already been done. But, you know, doing ballet class today, having somebody comment that I looked more elegant and looked more graceful and looked like a real dancer was very, very cool. And me, you know, myself noticing the kind of the difference in the movement. So yeah, wonderful. That's it really. So just want to keep you updated. For those of you who have booked to attend the workshop, really looking forward to it. It's going to be 23rd of February. He's flying into the UK specially to run this workshop. And so if you're on my e-newsletter list, keep a lookout for that. I don't know if I'll get around to, probably won't get around to writing it tonight, but it should land tomorrow if you wanted to book a space. And yeah, and if you've got, you know, and he said, you know, he's interested in working with people also who are in sports and fitness. Actually, one of the things he said, he's also interested in working with builders, because he said they have a tendency, you know, to have to push through the pain and just keep going. Same with sportsmen and women. So and for people who, it's not just, oh, I've got a little ache in my shoulder. He said it's actually for people who are kind of chronic, and you're just fed up and sick and tired of living with it, because the treatment itself, trust me when I tell you, it hurts. You know, to say it stings would be an understatement. So this is the one time where I had to grit my teeth and sort of try and go with the no pain, no gain adage. So it's not a completely, oh, this is a lovely massage. It's not that kind of treatment. It's like, holy crap, this hurts. But the net result is worth it. So when I'd had my treatment previously, every once in a while I had to just go, stop, give me a moment to breathe, just let me refocus myself. And I'm weirdly, every time somebody, is it painful? It would hurt even more. So, you know, it's like from a mindset point of view, I'm like, you know, really had to then start going, okay, let me focus on something else. But, you know, so far, so good. So it's been a week now. I will keep you posted in terms of movement, in terms of flexibility, in terms of what I notice, in terms of developments. But so far, so good. And yeah, fantastic. And as I said, there are people out there who, even after just their first treatment, they've noticed a strength and the flexibility. When I was there last week, he did a treatment with a guy who didn't have very much mobility or strength in his legs. And he said at the end of the session, I'll raise your leg. And the guy was even surprised at how high it went, because he'd never had it move that much before. And so it kind of sounded exciting and intriguing. So when I was telling the membership group about it, I'm like, it sounds good. And then my friend had a treatment. I was like, well, that sounds amazing. But with something as like this, where I'm going to be recommending it and organizing a workshop, I really wanted to test it out for myself so I could tell you firsthand, you know, what the lowdown was. So that's where we're at the moment. I will keep you posted, and I'll kind of share more. And if you're in the membership group, I actually put a video up of the session itself, so you can see what's actually involved, because I kind of want you to be clear about what it is you're going to be doing. So as I said, if you're in the membership group, you got tonight, if you wanted one of the places, and then it just goes out more generally after the e-newsletter list. So probably I'll add it to this video, I think on Friday. Cool. Well, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, for those of you who are in pain and have been maybe for many years or several decades, if you're like me, then I think, you know, the way he puts it, if you've tried everything else and nothing has worked long term, do this. That's what he said to me. And that's the way that he phrases it to his clients. So I'll keep you guys posted. So yeah, thank you for watching. And yeah, it really is a case of watch this space. Okay, catch you later. Bye bye.